Congressman Brian Mast, whose district represents much of the Treasure Coast, is now asking the federal government to, quote, call in the cavalry to combat the toxic algae problem. Today, the congressman announcing his plans to file a bill that would devote more federal resources to helping those local communities. Congressman Mast blames the toxic blue-green algae mess on the Army Corps of Engineers' decision to keep releasing water from Lake Okeechobee into the St. Lucie estuary. Waukesha Bailey's live at the St. Lucie Lock now with more on that announcement from the congressman himself. Waukesha?
That's right. Mast says that this is not a problem that we can fix overnight. He also says that you cannot fix a problem unless you know its cause.
Why do algal blooms occur?
The question many want answered.
Something that the federal government hasn't taken the time to identify, to say this doesn't just happen on accident year after year on Lake Okeechobee.
Today, Congressman Brian Mast is proposing the Harmful Algal Blooms Act that will force the government to identify the source of algae and make funding available to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Environmental Protection Agency.
If NOAA or the EPA identifies a harmful algal bloom, exactly what's on Lake Okeechobee right now, then they have the authority to send those resources to the state in order to make sure that those algal blooms can actually be worked to be cleaned up.
But for now, Mast says he wants the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to start lowering water levels in Lake Okeechobee during the dry season, a solution homeowners like Bob Pelosi supports.
If they could do this lower lake scheduling, I think we could start seeing some results in just a couple of years.
Even if Lake Okeechobee was down at 11 feet, even if Lake Okeechobee was down at 10 feet, 9 feet, 8 feet, they would all still get the water that they need. So if everybody's still going to get the water, then in the dry season, the Corps of Engineers needs to let that lake dry out so that in the wet season, they're not destroying the Treasure Coast.